welcome to Sunday Night Sprints. How's it going? It's going pretty well for me. I've had quite a chill day. I've become quite adept at making sure that my Sundays are like full rest days in more ways than one. Gym, mind, body, everything, all of the above. Like not too much planning, of not like stressing about stuff as well. Like everything just, please forgive me. I literally just realised I was doing it. I've like got a bit of an infected, it's not infected. I picked at like the inside of my nail last week or like a few days ago, and now it's like hurting a little bit. And because I am me, I can't stop poking it and wanting to dig all of it out. Not like in a gross way, don't worry. Even if it was, who cares? I've just been filling out my planner, like just for the rest of this week. Taking off some stuff. Just kind of filling some stuff in. I filled in a couple of things where I was like saying what I was reading. I'm about to fill in that I'm starting For the Throne today, so I am going to For the Throne, which in my 25 books in 2025 I wrote For the Wolf instead, but I couldn't be bothered to correct it, so who cares? They're gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. How will they know? I just told you. But yeah, this is what my planner is looking like. How cute. Like, it's not the most colourful at the moment. I'm kind of just using it as very functionally, like a to-do list at the top, some just like things at the bottom, just writing in the book that I'm reading in the bottom one, doing a to-do list in the top one, and then the middle one, I've kind of like, I don't really know what to do with the middle one. Like every day, I'm not doing something every day to warrant putting something in this. Like I put that I uploaded my goals video there. I've put like what days. It was New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. But everything like gym and stuff, I've put in my to-do list. And like anything like Aldi as well, like going shopping, like that's in my to-do list. It's not in like an appointments section, which is kind of what this is. I don't have appointments. I don't leave my house. I don't see anybody except like one singular friend group. So I guess like I'll just draw some stuff in there, you know, like little flowers and things, or put a sticker. But like it's quite a small box, so I don't have lots of stickers that would fit in them. But then again, if it overlaps, then it overlaps. To be fair, I could have one that overlaps too. I'm talking myself into doing stuff, which is a good thing. You know, spitballing. That's what we like. Anyway, today, my first sprint is going to be spent eating, and like just kind of finishing up my planner for this week, setting up for next week. There's not a lot to do in that regard. I just like write a few things in. Ready for next week. I am going to be reading, like I said, For the Throne. This is the sequel to For the Wolf. And I'm quite looking forward to it because last night I read Heavenly Bodies. Now, you might be thinking, Sabriel, how did you read a 500... It says 600 pages on Goodreads. It's not. It's 515 pages, the hardcover, in the UK. Waterstones, specifically. How did you read a 500-page book when you started at like 4 o'clock? You may be wondering. I read the first 300 pages at a normal pace. And then I just thought, I want to DNF this. Actually, I thought at page 230 I wanted to DNF it, and then I was like, no, I'll give it a chance, because I thought it's romantasy. So in my head, I thought maybe it'll be like a bit like Crescent City or like House of Earth and Blood, where like you do need to get past maybe a bit of the like info dumpy beginning and then it'll pick up. Do you know what I mean? Like I wanted to give it a chance. So I pushed on to page 300 and still I was like hating every second of my life. So by page 300, I was like, I don't want to DNF and not count any of these pages. So I kind of skim read it. It's kind of skim read it. Oh, it's Heavenly Bodies, Hattie, which I know you gave 5 stars. I'm so sorry. I gave it 2 stars. I just thought it had loads of really good ideas, but it just was not executed at all the way that it should have been. Yeah, like just badly done, I thought. Like, and I was annoyed because I really liked the characters at the beginning, but for me it felt like they went nowhere and they were really flat, and like I just didn't care. And then like someone died and I was like, okay, cool, I guess. No need to apologize. We all have different opinions. I know. I'm only half kidding. But I did not have a good time, and I'm really sad about it because I was really looking forward to it. But now I'm gonna do For the Throne, which I know I'm gonna like, at least because I know I loved the first one. So there'll be an element of safety going into this. Also, hey Ren, currently reading The Teller of Small Fortunes. Hoping to finish the last 120 pages this evening. I feel like 120 pages is doable in like 3 sprints, 3 to 4 sprints. I think that's doable. It looks nice. That's why I don't have a plan and nothing would go in there. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I'm literally like struggling to put stuff in. And to be fair, I always struggled. This isn't a new thing. And I struggled to like make it look nice. Like the small one thing that I did look nice and like take up the right amount of space, if that makes sense. But then a few months ago, like probably maybe in like October, maybe September, I said to myself, like, the whole point is it's for me. Like nobody else cares if like it's not as aesthetic as anyone else is. Like it is functional in the end, you know? So I'm just doing what I want with it. Hey Judith. Hattie, one of the books I'm currently reading is Iron Gold. Ooh, is this a reread, Hattie, or are you reading it for the first time? I'll be interested to know. Once Rosie's in bed, I plan on doing at least a 30-minute sprint writing in Project Blue, and then read as I need to read today. Nice! I love when people have like multiple things they want to do in sprints. Reading it for the first time! That's so exciting because it's the first in the sequel series. I really hope you love it. I don't see why you wouldn't. I think you're good with like you like big politics books, right? So I'm hoping that it'll be right up your street. I think it will be. I think you'll love it. How far in are you? I haven't started For the Throne yet. I actually wanted to start it yesterday. If you were here yesterday with me on sprints, I was talking about wanting to start For the Throne, but then I spent most of the time editing my video, which is a good thing. It is a good thing. But then I ended up not having any time to read that on sprints. And then when I got into my bedroom yesterday, intending to read For the Throne, I just looked at Heavenly Bodies on my shelf and I said, I want that one. But I'm pretty sure that it's on my 25 and 25 list. I'm like very may not be. It is. Oh my god, I've actually knocked one of them off my list already. That's so good. I'm hoping to at least get 2 of them a month, obviously, because oh shit, no. There was me filling in all of the stars on it. No. It's meant to be 2 stars. I accidentally filled in the 3rd star. Whatever. It's not that obvious. It is a little bit. Oh, whatever. I'm rewatching New Amsterdam at season 1, episode 8 at the moment. I've only seen 2 seasons before. I've never heard of it. But I hope you are enjoying. Are there a lot of seasons in it? Might read a bit after this episode is finished. Do what you want, Judith. You know, the world is your oyster for this evening. Not me forgetting to write in the sprint time. But yeah, this first sprint I am going to eat. And then I am going to I need to sort out my Twitch like page, like my about info and stuff underneath. Like I just want to sort it out. I'm not happy with it, and also one of the links is not working to my YouTube, so because I keep changing the name of stuff. I also want to play some more Shining Pearl Pokemon on my Switch. Nice. Do you listen to audiobooks while you play stuff like Pokemon, Hattie? I feel like you're the type to do that, like multitasking. It's a hospital series. It has 5 seasons. Nice. The only hospital series I've ever watched is Grey's Anatomy, and I stopped around season 5, and I think it was just because like I forgot to carry on, you know, like it wasn't like I particularly got bored or like didn't like it anymore. I just I just forgot about it. And the same things happened to me with Buffy. I'm like 3 seasons into Buffy when I really should be, like I should have finished. I love Buffy, like I'm obsessed with it, I love it, but like I always do this, I forget to finish things. It's really bad actually. Sometimes depends on the audiobook. Yeah, that's fair. I could say that's fair. That makes sense. I'm the same. But yeah, the reason my title is like, can I read a book I actually like? Because I've read 3 books so far this year, and one of them was a reread. The first one was a reread, so obviously I was going to like it. That was Iron Widow. And then I read Princes of Legacy, which is like a dark romance, like the finale in a trilogy. And I gave it 3.5. I was quite disappointed. And then I read Heavenly Bodies and I gave that 2 stars. So we're not actually really off to a great start in 2025 of reading. So I'm hoping that Ms. Hannah Witten is going to change my life this week on this Sunday. We need to sort out this first week of January, to be honest. I also need to sort out an Instagram post for today. Oh, God, I'm so bad with like remembering that Instagram is a place to post actual content and not just stuff on my story and like other people's things, you know? I forget that I'm like meant to. I mean, obviously I know I don't have to, but I would like to. Speaking of, I need to... This is the reading goal tracker in my thing. So you put like a little sticker for each one. So I do need to do number 3 as a physical read. And I'm quite happy with myself that I've read 2 physical books this year so far. I know one was a reread, but we're just not going to talk about that. But this next one, obviously, For the Throne, is going to be a physical one as well. So we're off to a rip-roaring start, to be honest, for 2025, for getting down this bloody physical TBR. Speaking of, I need to update my like personal library catalogue to say that I've read Heavenly Bodies, although it will be exiting my personal library as soon as possible, because I don't want it on my shelf if I don't like it. I love Grey's Anatomy as well. Did a rewatch of almost the full series last year. Honestly, I can't believe it's still going, to be honest. I also need to update my reading journal with one of my reviews, looking... It's already written in my good notes. So you just need to copy it down into the reading journal. Nice. I am using... They've got... She does give us, like, absolutely loads of review section at the back of this. So, like, if I let it go... Obviously, there's loads of this, and then, like, thoughts. I'm not, like, super into writing loads of thoughts down physically in this area, because it's such a small area. I kind of just write a sentence or 2. So, for Princes of Legacy, obviously, I wrote quite a bit more in my review in Goodreads. But, like, on this, I've just written, not as good as previous trilogies, plot threads left dangling, still love the characters, though. Like, that's all I've written in this, because there's only 7 lines. So I'm like, how much can you really write in these review sections, you know? Not that much, surely. Unless you have really, really tiny handwriting, which I don't. And I don't bother to try to make it small either. Speaking of, though, I do need to write in the Heavenly Bodies one. So I'm going to fill in a little bit of my diary. I'm gonna eat and sort out my Twitch stuff. And that is the first sprint, which we are gonna go on right now because it is 1:15. So I will see you guys back here at 7 o'clock. See you in a bit.
Hello.
Beep, 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 beep. Ding, ding. All of the above, you know. We're done. First sprint's over. How did we do? Oh, sorry. I ate my food. And I did fix the link in my bio, like up below here for the YouTube channel. But then I realized I had like, if I wanted to write like an about you like whole section, it actually would take loads more mental energy than I have right now. So I'm gonna do that sometime this coming week instead. And then I started For the Throne. I got only 12 pages because I didn't have that much long left of the sprint. But I'm excited already. I'm excited already to see what happens because the atmosphere of this one is so good. It's actually so perfect for winter as well. So I would highly recommend For the Wolf and For the Throne now before spring comes in March. Hey, Molly. Hi, Denise. Hello, I'm so happy to be here. Currently reading Quicksilver. Let me know what it's like. I've heard some good things about Quicksilver. It's the romantasy, right? Like Kindle Unlimited romantasy. Rosie's in a cot having a bottle. Now set up to do my writing. No matter how long the sprint is, I'll be writing for just 30. Might do more, but 30 minutes is my main goal for today. And that's good, Hattie, you know? Like, it's good to have a set goal. And sticking to it, even if, you know, our sprint is longer. You might want to go grab a cup of tea or something, you know? Speaking of, I haven't had a tea in a while, so I'm probably going to eat my, like, protein mousse in the next sprint, but I've got like 200 calories left for today, and I'm pretty sure my tea, I think like the milk ends up being about 80 to 100 calories, and then obviously like a bit of sugar, so I can definitely come under my calories still. Apologies if any talk of calories triggers any kind of thing with anyone, by the way. I go to the gym. It's more for a building muscle thing rather than any kind of like, oh my god, I'm so fat, or like any ED type stuff. So it's when I do speak about calories, it's more in a protein way. Hope that makes sense. But if anyone does have trouble with that, let me know and I can not mention it. What's the first book in that series? This is For the Wolf is the first one, and it's just a duology. And then she did write a new series, which is The Foxglove King, which Fairy Loot did, and I'm excited to try. I did not buy the sequel to it though, because I was telling myself off because I kept buying sequels like Fairy Loot and Illumicrate sequels when I hadn't read the first book in the series yet. And sometimes that does work when like the hype is really big for stuff and you can kind of sell it on later on, but sometimes the hype will die off. For example, Kingdom of the Wicked, I managed to get my money back on those three. But obviously back in the day, the first book by itself used to go for like 150 quid. But I think I got like 120 for all three, which is still really good. I think I still made like 30 quid on it compared to what I first paid. But obviously hype like dies off, and I'm not at the time, and also right now, I'm not reading stuff fast enough in order to buy sequels without having read them. And I just stopped. But if I do keep it up this year, 2025 is the year I'm going to reduce my physical TBR. And if I keep that up, then maybe we'll get back to getting more books in. But for now, it's vetoed. Watched some more New Amsterdam. Lovely. Now I have the episode ready to watch. Once Upon a Time. Season 1 finale and started season 2. Oh yes, together with Gav and his Patreon. Lush. I did watch Once Upon a Time back in the day. I didn't get super far. Well, I think I watched about half of it, which is not like too little or too much. I got to about season 3. Like I was around the Peter Pan arc was where I just like, again, I just forgot. I just like kind of dropped off watching it and just forgot to carry on. But I hope you enjoyed, Judith. My main goal is to get over 10k words. I only need 400 words to do that. Oh, so that would be 10k words in 5 days. Nice! I prepped my chicken for my office lunches for the week. Brilliant. I do love a meal prep. Got to be said. I did a lot of that today. I did my salmon I usually eat salmon, veg, and like this rice. It's like rice and quinoa, like brown rice and quinoa thing from Aldi. It's just like a microwave one because I am tapped in the head and I can't cook normal food. It's marinating in the fridge. That sounds really nice. Why are you crying, Bluebell? Hey? Where is she? She's, I don't know. Bluebell's whining about something. Ren said I was going to buy less books this year. Currently I'm waiting on like 10 from Vinted and 6 manga volumes. To be fair, if it's second hand as well, you're not like spending full price on it. So that's good, right? Speaking of though, I feel like manga, like I remember looking for manga on eBay and or like Vinted and like stuff like that, and manga seems to be like, especially modern manga, like people just don't, it's kind of like Nintendo games, like there's never like that no one sells it less than the normal price. It's really annoying. I only watched some bits of season 1 before, and I love this series. Rumple and Regina, the Evil Queen, are both brilliant. Yeah, Rumple is such a good villain, like a good villain to hate and also like sympathize with. And I guess like it's the same with Regina, but like in a very different way. I feel like they're two sides of the same coin, you know? I did like it. I do like Once Upon a Time. I'm gonna do veg with it too, but we'll be sorting the veg out tomorrow. Yeah, leave it tomorrow. The protein's the main part. Also was a big fan of the Mad Hatter character. Now, Judith, what do you know about Sebastian Stan in Once Upon a Time? Nobody talk to me about. Right, I need to show you all it, because if you have not seen this, Once Upon a Time, like when the whole like, you know, Winter Soldier came out and like everyone was like, oh my god, Sebastian Stan. I was like, what do you know about Sebastian Stan? Like, wait, I need to go to Google Images because I need more than one image. Hang on. What do you know about this poor man? What do you know about him? What do you know about this poor, disheveled man? He looks so... oh, love him. Love him. It's giving Tristan Thorne from Stardust. You know, like how the guy who plays Tristan Thorne in Stardust is literally Daredevil. What's his name? I'm just gonna type in Daredevil. This guy. What is his name? I forget. But this guy, Daredevil. The fact that I remembered this guy's, like, this character's full name. Same guy? Look at him! What a little baby! It's giving same vibes, I feel, you know? He's amazing, right? He might be my fave so far. Absolutely. As he should be, Judith. I actually, like, fully agree with you. You have... this is a correct take, objectively. Almost all of my books are secondhand. That's how I have so many. I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair. I only got it cheaper because I bought 6 volumes in a bundle and it had been up for weeks and not sold yet. What manga was it? 40 quid for 6 volumes is still crazy. But, like... what is 40 divided by 6? Like less than 6 quid? Like £4.50? I don't know. £6.66. But considering they're like 9 quid, 10 quid normally, right? Like, I get it. I do get it. Are they like single volumes? Or are they like 3-in-1 volumes? Like, what's the vibe? Because at this point in my life, I choose not to buy single volumes of manga. I only buy 3-in-1s and or special editions. Ragnar Crimson. They're usually £15 a volume, then £6.66 or £6.67 rounded, £6.66 recurring, whatever you want to call it, is better than half price. So who's to say? Who is to say that that's not a good deal for you, Ren? I've just typed it into Google. Oh, the art style on the anime looks really pretty. I'll just for anyone else who wants to see. It looks like a very pretty. Oh, I don't want to see any spoilers. I'm scared, but like it looks like a straw. I like this type of artwork in anime. Ooh, that's cool. He looks like Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo, the love of my life. Don't even talk to me about Gojo. Oh, they don't do in 3-in-1s for them. That's fair. Maybe it might be too new. I think 3-in-1s don't come for a while. Like I don't think they've ever done 3-in-1s for My Hero Academia, and that's finished now. So I don't know if they start doing 3-in-1s like long after it's finished. You know, like maybe that's the vibe, because I know the 3-in-1s that I've got are like series that all finished years ago. So it's possible that that's the reason. Could be. Who knows? Not me having loads of tabs open now. It's just like bloody Tristan Thorn. Lovely. Yeah, I think there's only like 16 volumes out right now. That makes sense. That makes sense. Considering though, if there's only 16 volumes out and they've already had an anime adaptation, it must be quite popular. It must be quite good. I love anime, I love manga, but I'm so bad for like not wanting to pick up stuff that's only got a few things out, because it's so quick to read, like quick and easy to read. If there's only 16 volumes, I would smash that in like one day. That may be an exaggeration. Maybe like 2 to 3 days. And then I would have to wait constantly ages to get like tiny little bits of story, because obviously it comes out chapter by chapter usually, and I don't think I have the patience for that with manga, because it's so fast paced normally. Like what if you were to read like an entire series, or at least like half of a series in one go, like it's so fast paced. Like I don't like to watch, like with longer TV series, I don't mind so much putting it down and picking it back up again, but with manga / anime, I would really want to like binge watch it and like watch it all at once, you know. I can't find it anywhere else to read, so I had to buy it. Yeah, I binge and then don't pick it up again for years and have to reread to remember exactly, and that would like literally, my brain would implode, I think. Apparently you can read it on Manga Dex, but that's just literally me googling it, so you've probably already done that, to be fair. Oh. Yeah, I've got it on my computer screen though, which is not like quite the same. You know? Not quite the same as reading it on like either a tablet. I wouldn't want to read it on my screen. That would annoy me. That's why I got a new iPad when mine stopped working. Literally just to read manga and like NetGalley arcs on the NetGalley app. Because I'm not being funny. I know NetGalley has always been, like the formatting has always been shit on NetGalley arcs, right? We been knew about that. But I feel like it's just gotten worse since the NetGalley Shelf app came out and you could use the app. Because whenever I send it to my Kindle, any of them, like it's unreadable. So it's just like, well, what's the point, you know? Speaking of, I have only one book that is on my list, on my ARC list, that is like yet to come out. But I need to read it. It's called Hungerstone. It's a Carmilla retelling, and I really want to read it now. Number one, because it's out in February, and number two, it's like, it's the season for it, you know. It's like cold, it's dark, you want to read like a vampire retelling, you know. So Maybe I'll put it on my TBR for this month. I do need to read the Mime Order first though, because it's on my like BorrowBox app, and it's gonna expire on the 15th, I believe. So maybe once I've finished this, I will move on to the Mime Order. I've got a new iPad Air for Christmas. Ooh! I love reading NetGalley or Kindle books to read on it. Yes. It's so good for that, isn't it? I didn't get an iPad Air. I did get a normal iPad, but I used to have an iPad Pro, but it's now like dead. So I bought a new one, but it was like I got it secondhand, refurbished. Like I only spent like, I feel like it was like 80 quid on it. Like I just wanted it as a functional thing rather than like, ooh, I want a flashy new expensive anything, you know? Like I can get that later on when I'm actually rich. I'm currently not. Anyway, let's stop the yapping and get on with the reading, because I'm excited to read more of For the Throne. Why is my spoon dirty? I don't like that. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys back here at 8 o'clock. Hope you have a productive sprint. Bye-bye. Hey. Ding, 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 ding. End of sprint 2. How'd we do? I got 38 pages, so I'm on page 50 now. I don't actually know how long this is. I'm assuming it's about 400-ish. 452. So I've got 400 pages left. Do you know what's so weird? I feel like there's rarely books that are between 400 and 500 pages. Am I crazy? I feel like that's correct. Like, or at least I don't read books that tend to be between 400 and 500 pages. They tend to be either between 300 and 400, and they tend to like be like 380, 390, like that vibe, or they'll be 500 plus. Should we put this to the test? Should we just grab some books? Watch this be like 400 pages now. Oh, no. See, this is above 500. So the further ones are going to be above 500 as well because they're longer. Speaking of, I think I actually want to reread this series soon because I've not read it since it first like came out. So I read the first two in this in like 2020 or 2019, but then the last book came out in 2020, I think I had the arc during 2020, so maybe it came out in the start of 2021 possibly, or maybe it was the latter end of 2020 that this came out, the third one of this came out. But that's ages ago, right? Like, that's so long ago now. That's 4.5 years ago I would have read the final book in this. So, I fancy a reread. It's a really good series. If you've not read it yet, I feel like it is very popular on BookTube and stuff, but it's a very good fantasy series. Hey, Mol. Did some washing, managed 12 pages of Yellowface. Ooh, I hope you enjoy. I gave that 5 stars. It really, really is so accurate about the publishing industry. Like, so accurate. Excuse me. Read about 25 pages, ate dinner. And by ate dinner, I mean drank Huel. Fair. Had a handful of raisins and a massive honeycomb chocolate slice. Excellent. That is dinner. That is dinner. Anyway, should we look at more books? So I was right. That one was above 500. Scythe, I feel, 380. Oh, lies. Lies and slander. This one actually is 400 and... What's that? Whoa, I've like never actually opened this version. This is the... Is it the Illumicrate version? Or the Fairy Loot? Am I crazy? I think I am crazy. Fairy Loot. Arc of a Scythe. I thought Illumicrate were also doing Arc of a Scythe. Okay, yeah, this is the Fairy Loot one. I swear Illumicrate announced it ages ago. Oh, okay, 29th of November. That is not that long ago, actually. It's only about a month ago. A month and a bit. Ah, oh my god, the sale is this month. The sale is this month? Ah! Oh, okay, it's kind of on payday. Wait, when is the... Not me, like, finding this out in real time. Oh my god, it's not even on payday. That's crazy. You know how like January's the longest month ever because of Christmas and shit. Payday in January is actually the very last day of January. It's the 31st. Because it's the last working day, which is the Friday. So I still have 3.5 weeks. But then the pre-sales on the 28th, I'm going to have to use my credit card. I'm going to have to use my credit card, as I know I have these, but I don't give a shit. Hang on, let me show you. So these are the Illumicrate ones. Can I zoom? Oh wow, that just makes it really bad. If I click them. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's so small. But these are the Illumicrate ones. So these are the edges. And it includes the fourth one, which is Gleanings, which is a short story collection, whereas the Fairy Loot one did not include Gleanings. So obviously I have to get this one. No, but like, look how good they look. I know, I'm sorry it's small, but still. Like, this one is still beautiful. The underneath is like, okay, it just has a quote on it. The end papers, the art, I really like on these. Oh, the back of it has like the commandments for the scythes as well. Speaking of, I also read this series ages ago. The last book I read in 2019. So that, like, I would have read it like latter end of 2019. So 5 and a bit years ago was the last time I read the last book of this. So that's interesting. But my theory was just debunked immediately when I picked that one up because it was over 400 pages. Oh. But I feel like it's rare. I need to read City of Brass. I have all of them. I was planning to read them last year but got too busy and they got put on the back burner. Trust and believe, Ren. I 5-starred every single book in that trilogy. It's so good. It is like, when I say I don't like YA, stick with me, let me cook. When I say I don't like YA, what I mean by that is I don't like the trend in YA where a lot of it has skewed a lot younger to like 13-year-old type stories and like audiences. And so then the writing also, it becomes a little bit more childish and also very predictable, and the villains aren't scary, and it's just a bit like going through the motions and all of the tropes feel the same. City of Brass is young adult, but it is like, for me, 17 to 18-year-old young adult, and not in the way of like sexual content, nothing like that. What I mean by that is it's just a more mature audience of YA, and it's just so good. It's written so well. It's got that age protagonist, which is like between 16 and 18, but it really is like a grown-up story in the best way, like, and for YA in the best way. And City of Brass just does it so well. So when I say I don't like YA anymore, I do. I just like YA that's like City of Brass. And what's the bloody one from Illumicrate? What was it called? The one with the girl who does Shatter Me. The lady who wrote Shatter Me. Tahara Mafi. What is it? This Woven Kingdom. This Woven Kingdom is YA, but it's written so well. It's written so well, and I just really, really, really enjoyed it. And it didn't feel like YA in the way that, for example, stuff like a lot of the Fairy Loot YA just, for me, reads so young. Even though the protagonists are 18, they act like they're like 13 or 14, in my opinion. And like, I feel like if those books and those stories were done for middle grade, it would work so much better. Stuff like Six Crimson Cranes. For some reason, that's the only one coming to mind. But that essence of like Fairy Loot book, like a lot of them are like that nowadays. Again, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. A lot of people love them. A lot of people, and they're very popular for a reason. But for me, it's just too young and it gets very samey. But I also really love middle grade. But if I wanted that, I would read that. If that makes sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. 2028 words written. Nice. Hattie. So for the first 5 days of this month, I have written the total of 11,700 words. You've absolutely smashed it, Hattie, to be honest. Well done. And you have a child. Like, that's crazy that you get anything done, to be honest. I'm hoping it's going to get wild. About Yellowface, it doesn't really... I wouldn't say it's like... I think a lot of people go into Yellowface thinking it's going to be like a thriller or something. It's not that vibe. Like, it's more like tea gossip drama. Do you know what I mean? Like, if if your friend was telling you something that happened at work and it was juicy, and you'd be like, oh my god, can you believe this happened? Or like all of the controversies that do happen with authors a lot. Speaking of, there's an Illumicrate book, like the February Illumicrate has got like a controversial author who like had to like scrub all of her, well, she didn't have to, she went and scrubbed all of her online presence because she was like so pro-Israel and like wrote loads of stuff about it and like more stuff than that as well. Like, I'm very much simplifying it, but you know how like that kind of tea gossip is with like the book community online, like that's what Yellowface is about, and essentially is. It's not much more than that, but it is like a very good depiction of it, I would say. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, City of Brass, This Woven Kingdom. I really want to catch up with This Woven Kingdom this year as well. I was a bit confused because I'll tell you what, it's really good. It's romantasy and it's really good. And I know that like that's like a backhanded compliment to romantasy. I do like romantasy, but it tends after reading Heavenly Bodies last night, I'm like over it. But This Woven Kingdom was very good. However, originally it was going to be a trilogy, and now she's extended it to 5 books. But I'm a bit like, I'm hoping that doesn't mean the like 3rd book and onwards is bad, if that makes sense, because I'm pretty sure she made the decision to do that after the 2nd book. So the 1st book is really fucking good. The 2nd book, I'm hoping is obviously better, but the 3rd and then leading into the 4th and 5th, I'm a little bit worried that it's like been like an idea has been extended, and that when it doesn't need to be, like they do with fucking TV shows where they just keep going, you know. This happened actually with Amari and the Night Brothers. The middle grade series was initially intended to be a trilogy, and now it's gonna be like 5 books, but that was decided like part way through the books coming out. So the 3rd book for me was a flop. It was awful. Well, it wasn't awful. I gave it like 3.5 stars. I still enjoyed it to a certain extent, but it was nowhere near as good as the first 2 books. And obviously it was like the 3rd book was meant to be a finale, but now they've like stretched out stuff that happens in the 3rd book, and so like nothing really happens, and then stuff is rushed at the end again. That's how I felt about Amari 3. Don't kill me, but that's how Amari is gone. So I'm worried that's going to happen with This Woven Kingdom, and I don't know whether to catch up on it this year and read the 3 that are out, or to just wait, because there's gonna come one is meant to be coming this year supposedly. It says expected publication September the 1st of this year, but we haven't got a title yet, and it's January. I feel like 9 months, surely we'd have a title by now. And then it says expected publication for book 5 is January 1st next year. There's no way. There's no way it comes out 4 months after the book 4. But obviously Goodreads is not always correct, so. But who knows? But I do have like books that I want to read. Like, I'm excited now that I'm talking about these series again. I'm excited, and I don't want to reread too much, obviously, because I haven't got any bloody time, and also I haven't got any bloody space. As in, I want to read my books so I can either unhold them or keep them. You know. Oh, what was I gonna say? But I have a few books that I am rereading this year in order to like carry on and complete the series. I'll tell you about them. So I've already done Iron Widow. I've already reread Iron Widow. That was my first read of the year. Really, really enjoyed my reread. Reread it quite fast. I did it almost all in one day. And I do maybe wish a little bit I had slowed down. Like, I felt like maybe I did rush it a bit. But at the same time, I had read it before, so maybe that was why it felt like I rushed it. But I didn't. Like, most of the stuff that happened, I did remember had happened, you know? Because Heavenly Tyrant, the sequel, came out on Christmas Eve. But I will not be receiving that into my life, into my home, until the Illumicrate ones get sent out, which is end of this month, question mark ish. So I want to read, I have reread Heavenly Tyrant in order. I have reread Iron Widow in order to read Heavenly Tyrant, and realistically, like, there's only book 2 out of a trilogy that's out. Like, I will have to wait another year, maybe longer, for the third one. But this one took, how long did it take her to publish it? End of 2021, October 2021 was when the first book came out. So 4 and a bit years. No, sorry, 3 and a bit years. Isn't that crazy? That's such a long time. But it was for a reason. It was because of the whole drama with publishers and everything going on. It was not her fault. Oh, sorry, their fault. They use they them pronouns. It's not their fault. So I just wanted to support, and I want to talk about it as it comes out, and I want to read it as it comes out, and like just get in with the hype and just like, you know, talk about it online and stuff to help them. So that's the first one, and I have already done it. I have already reread it. Where is my rereads page? I've lost it. Another one I want to reread is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Highly recommend this book. I did, when I was doing videos more often, I was doing a series like Instant Faves, and this was like when I was reading the book / when as soon as I finished it, I just knew it would be an instant favorite, and I would always want to reread it. So Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse is one of my favorite books ever. It's one of my favorite fantasies ever. It's so unique. It's got a 4.19 on Goodreads with about 50,000 ratings. Like, that is so high. I feel like that's such a high rating. And now the whole trilogy is out. So I want to reread the first one and obviously complete the next 2 books. I feel like it did take a while for the last book to come out, because the first book came out October 2020 and the last book came out October 2024. So it took 4 years. 4 years for 3 books, that's not that bad. But I was waiting because I didn't read the sequel straight away. I was just like, oh, I'll just wait until the third one's out. Obviously bought it. But Black Sun is really good. I would also recommend the audiobook if you are an audiobook person. The audiobook was very, very good. I'm scared about Heavenly Tyrant. I'm not. I'm so not, because like because I've read so many fantasy and or dystopian books, I know what to expect out of a book 2. And Zeran has said on their profile as well, like, they've said lots about how like people need to have different expectations going into Heavenly Tyrant compared to Iron Widow, because Iron Widow is very fast paced. Almost like you could say like the first Hunger Games or like the first Red Rising book. Like, it was punchy, like lots of things were happening, the takedown of the dynasty was happening, and now book 2 is rebuilding, so there's going to be a lot more politics. But I love that. I love politics. I love politics in fantasy and sci-fi. I love it. I want it. I'm so excited. And it looked so much thicker than the first book as well, so I'm so excited for how long it's going to be. I keep hearing people rave about Black Sun. I need to actually pick it up. I mean, Ren, you need to read City of Brass first. Bloody hell. You've got so many good series, like, you can read. Like, I'm so excited for you. It's going to be so good. But yeah, Black Sun. When the sequel came out, there was a bit of... I feel like there was a bit of, like, people don't like the sequel. But I'm not going to read any reviews of the sequel, I'm just gonna read it. But to be fair, so the whole trilogy, right, on Goodreads, 4.19, 4.09, and 4.27. Obviously, that it reduces the number of reviews as you go. I think a lot of people don't understand this. It's a trilogy now, right? Well, Iron Widow, yeah, I think it always was a trilogy, wasn't it? Was it not? Am I crazy? I bloody hope it is. Heavenly Tyrant. But yeah, I think what some people don't understand about Goodreads and trilogies and or series, right? The first book, most of the time, is probably going to be the lowest rated one. And that is because more people will have read it. And someone who has rated it 2 stars is unlikely to move on and read book 2, which, again, they would probably give 2 or less stars. So the people who like book 1 are more than likely to move on and then also rate the second and third higher if it's good, if it's still good. Obviously, Black Sun, that was a bit lower. It was 4.19 to 4.09, but then it jumped back up to 4.27. But also, it went from 50k reviews to 19k reviews to 5k reviews. So it's like, is it confirmation bias? Is that what it's called? What is confirmation bias? A tendency of people to favor information that confirms or strengthens their beliefs. I don't think it's confirmation bias. It's a different type of bias. Whatever it is. I think some people don't understand that. I don't think they understand that a rating on Goodreads is not like quite black and white as a fact. You know what I mean? Obviously not a fact. It's all subjective. But like the first book in a series, the rating, I will always be like, okay, I'm listening. But second and third, I'm a bit like, yeah, but people love it. That's a bit cynical, I guess. Like, people who loved it moved on, so obviously it's going to have a higher rating. I've just looked at Heavenly Tyrant, and it's supposedly 400 pages on Kindle. But I swear the first one was like, the first one is 390 pages in print, anyway, and it's a small. It's why can't I type it in? It is a small, like a B hardback, whatever the hell you call it in the UK. Is that what they call it? A B hardback? Hardback B? I don't know, something like that. So the Kindle pages versus the hardcover pages are going to be different, I guess. But it looks thicker in person, like when you look at them side by side. But maybe not. Maybe it's the same length. I don't know. I'm just looking at people who read Black Sun and what they've said about it. Like people I follow. Quite a lot of the people I follow on Goodreads have read it. 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 4.5, 5. I really like it. Honestly, sometimes a book just really clicks with you. Is that the Yank YA hardback size? Iron Widow, it says 394 pages on Goodreads, and it says for hardcover. And I know that my one from Illumicrate, the small one, is 391. But this one just says the Kindle edition is 400 pages for Heavenly Tyrant. It doesn't say what it is for the hardcover. Oh, maybe more editions. Hardcover. Oh. Ooh, hardcover. 521 pages. Yes, that might be the Yank one. Rock the Boat. That's the UK, I think. 575 pages. Yes! Oh, yes. Perfect. Do you know what's so funny is this year then, And even this month, I'll have read 2 books with the word heavenly at the front. Heavenly Bodies, and then Heavenly Tyrant. How weird is that? Lord, yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I've gone way over the streaming, the, what's the word? Sprint time. I tell you what, let's do one more sprint. Let's do one more, and we'll go till about 9:15. So we'll have a bit of a longer one, just to finish us off. Get that last stint of pages in. I'm gonna carry on with For the Wolf. For the Throne, not For the Wolf. Happy for you, sorry, that ain't real. You have to, Mal. You have to read it. What do you mean? I thought you really loved Iron Widow. Where's your rating? I'm looking for it. Who's that? Who are these people? Where are you? Why aren't you on my page? Katarina. Wow. Like loads of people have read it. Why aren't you on my... Have you rated it? On Goodreads? I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, I don't know why you're not showing up on my Goodreads page. But to be fair, like... Oh, there you are. We support women's rights and women's wrongs is what your review says. So you have to read the sequel. I tell you what, I'll read it, and obviously you can see if I'm like really fucking excited about it. And if you want to read it. And then you can. Which is likely, I'll be real. It's very likely. I'm so excited! Where's my Alima Gray? Give it to me now! I'm so sick of all these shit books that I keep picking up. Right. Okay. One more sprint. Timer is on 47 minutes. I will see you back here at about 9:15. Bye-bye. Hey, how's it going? I got completely distracted during that sprint. Just went on my phone. You could probably see me because I was on my chair in the background. People were messaging me and I just wanted to reply. I want to be sociable. I don't talk to anyone ever. It's bad though. I got about 16 pages. I am really enjoying it. I love the way they do like romance in these two books. Like it's just so bring back yearning is what I said, and this duology does that very much so. It's very I don't know how to describe it. Like the prose is really good. It's just not rushed. Everything is sensual, you know? It's good. It's great. 15 pages left and I keep crying. Oh no. I hope in a good way. You'll definitely finish that just after we come off now. My music's not even. It's too quiet. There we go. I mean, I'm putting the music on, but I'm about to say goodbye. But tonight, I've had a good time. It's been quite chill. We've had a good time. I'm going to try and do more weekend stuff in the future, I think. But other than that, I got 66 pages total today, which is not loads. But I had binned myself out a little bit last night on Heavenly Bodies, and it was not fun. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it. So I'm not going to force myself to read now, but I am going to put my phone down because I've been charging it out here in the living room every night by around 9 o'clock. Obviously, I know it's like 1:15 now, but yeah. So, oh my god, I lost my train of thought then. Sorry. Nope, gone. Molly didn't read a single page. We are on the same page, Mol, of not reading. So that's fine. I'll probably read a bit more tomorrow. Tomorrow's plan is go to the gym and read. Maybe film a video? I don't know. I could do. Got a few that I could do. Like 25 in 25. 25 in 2025. Possibly. That would take ages though. Unless I spoke less than a minute about each one. And even then, that's a long ass video. I don't know. Whatever. However, you will see me next week, regardless. Probably the usual times on Thursday and Sunday. And I might put a poll on the Insta story to see if you want to have a chill gaming with Spiritfarer or just do more sprints. Because I'm not really bothered about either. I like playing Spiritfarer, but if people want sprints, we can do sprints instead. Other than that, ta very much for joining. If you do have a Prime sub, please consider using it on me. And YouTube, Instagram, all that good shit, it's all below. I will see you next week. Bye bye.